Testing, 1, 2, testing, 1, 2. What's going on, guys? Welcome. It's a little late in the day, I do know that. Today is November 7th, and it is actually 12:49 Eastern time, so market time. Which means it's actually about 10:50 my time. But we're gonna give you an update real quick on everything on the markets and our trades. Look at the markets right now. Crazy. They're up 4% today. Overall, 16% since Monday on just Tqqq. So if we look at Invesco, they've made new highs from 486 to 513, and now they're kind of stalling out at 513, up over 5.5% for the overall market itself, so pretty good. And now it's all about making new patterns. What is going to happen here? This is a new high. Previous highs was 505. 513 looks like it is now going to be a substantial resistance or paywall, like a sell wall here. Catching a little support and some consolidation at 505 and at 498. You could see that right there. I am going to share my link, and then we're going to go over the rest of the companies and go from there. First off, I want to say thank you to everyone who is a subscriber. We have over 6,000 subscribers now on the YouTube channel, so I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you for your support. And also check out that first link in the, I'm sorry, I always say it wrong. Check out the pinned comment in the comments section to get access to our free Discord, where you will be able to see me trade live every single day when the market opens. Also, you'll get access to all of our resources that are available in that chat room as well. I give out trade ideas, announcements, and try to keep you all up to date with what's going on currently in our market. And with some swing trades, day trades, and stuff like that that you might find useful. Now remember, I'll never tell you what to buy, hold, or sell here, but what I will do is show you the basics and the fundamentals of how to invest, how to swing trade and day trade, what to look for, and then as you begin your journey, or you get that motivation to begin your journey, I'm here to help answer questions and be a catalyst to your success. So I do want to encourage you all to at least take a little bit of time and get familiar with the markets if you are not already. And that's a great way by doing it. Also, the second link in the description below would give you access to our free Discord as well. So, all right, links are spread around. We are growing. We have over 70,000 members worldwide right now across all of our platforms, including Facebook private group, Discord, and YouTube. And so now that the links are spread around, we're going to go ahead and get into the other swing trades. Isn't necessarily typical as far as timing. I don't normally go live at this time, but I didn't go live this morning with the LTE team, our Learn to Earn team, where I go live every morning. Again, you have free access to that as well by simply just joining the Discord. All right, there we go. Perfect. Everyone is aware that we are live now. And do me a solid, hit that thumbs up button, guys. I'm a one-man show here, so help me out by showing your love. All right, so QQQ is up 512. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. But now it's a little too overbought, and I believe this could pull back. And so this is an opportunity where I would, in my opinion, be at that point of selling and locking in profits. Now, again, never tell you what to what to do, I can just simply show you what I'm doing and what I'm looking at. So out of all the trades, it looks like BMEA did not play out according to plan, so it's still going to stay on our oversold playlist. But we do need to create a new playlist, and it's going to have to be active, active, active trending up. And active trending up is going to be our oversold companies that are actively trending up now, right? We want to wait to see if we get confirmation of them selling off in another aspect. So we're actually going to take Tesla off because it's super overbought now. I wouldn't say it's necessarily oversold at all anymore, but it is actively trending up. Mara, again, actively trending up. Look at this perfect reversal setup that we talked about on our Sunday night stock talk, where all of our LTE members get together and we discuss what we're going to be doing for that week to come. And again, you can join. We have over 200 members that show up, 6,000 on YouTube, and over 70,000 on our Facebook group. So show up, get involved, ask questions, see what it's like. But from highs of $20 on MARA to lows of $15, this is the period where we would wait for this is a rejection period of the market, right? And we're looking for 3 stages of reversal. So you got that rejection period, and then you have that consolidation period, and then you have that confirmation period of it pushing up. And now that it's showing confirmation, and we were looking at this very nicely on the 5th, which was just a few days ago, and which was Tuesday. And you could see how it was kind of stutter stepping. It didn't really want to make that new high above 1650. And then once it did break that 1650. It pushed all the way up to $18. Right there, $2 in profit per share. Pulled back slightly to 17, pushed all the way back up to $19, and almost touching 20, which would have resulted from 15 to 19, a $4 per share profit. So I am not actually even sharing my, oh yeah, I was, okay, never mind. So from 15 down up to 19, that's $4 per share. And that is a very nice reversal pattern. Had highs, sold off, had lows, and then reversed back to those highs. Now we can see this potentially selling off. And look where my trade plan was, following this trend line up. Could it sell off a little? Yeah. Could it trade within this channel? I'm kind of thinking that may be the case. It may just kind of trade within this channel right here for a while before maybe coming down or going back up. Let me redraw that for us here. Kind of something like this. Maybe down to 17, potentially. It could maybe even pop and go the other way. It just really depends on that cycle for that week. But I do believe it's going to be a little choppy for the next couple of days. Still great opportunity to make some money. If we go to the 5-minute, even right here, as it pulled back slightly this after hours and pre-market this morning, getting it at 1867 and then pushing to 1955 was almost $1 per share. That's almost 5% right there. So there is money to still be made at these levels. We just want to make sure that we're buying those small dips. Okay. Now, BME, again, this is an oversold company. It didn't perform the way we wanted it to. That's okay. It doesn't mean that we can't keep it on our list. I am going to take this off. It's actively trending up, and take it off the oversold. Actively trending up would be midway. I believe a lot of these ones that I'm putting on there now are overbought, so I may even have to make a third watch list. And this is kind of how we're going to move forward with the game plan, right? This is how we're going to move forward. We are going to be focusing more on these swing trade reversal pattern setups on companies that have a entirely different setup. So everything we learned about pre-market runners, momentum trading, and those breakouts with high volume and low float, we're going to kind of transition out of that and get back to some of this kind of maybe I'd say less risk. Definitely less risk, but not as much profits. But if you can make a steady, consistent 2-3% a day, even 1% a day, compared to, you know, maybe you make 50% in one day and then you lose 75, and then you make 50%, 30%, and then you lose 20%, and those swings are insane, right? So we may go back to that again if I see some potential setups that I just can't live without, and they just look really promising. You know, we have that in our tool belt. You know, we can revisit that. We can go back to being able to trade that. So, um, yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for what's to come. Now, Jnug had a nice push back. It has since pushed up a little bit from 44.12. It's now at $48. This is insane because this would have been an amazing overnight swing trade, buying it at 40, even say $45 to where it is now at 48.50. That's 8% or $3.50 per share, betting for gold after this pullback. Okay, so now gold can technically continue to go up. We're looking at let's see. Thank you. That is awesome. Haha. Fall and coffee, guys. I know it's winter. I know it's winter, but hey, boom, fall and coffee. The babe brought it. Thank you. All right, so it's pushing above these trend lines here, showing nice progress going up. And if we look at the 1 hour, it is below that 200-day moving average, which is this green line. And I want you guys to always be aware of this. Doesn't matter what lines are on this, but it's important to understand where your moving average is. Where is this price point on an average of 200 days in the past, right? I heard a good thing from one of those YouTubers. What is it? Tori Trades, I think. She said it. She was all, in order to trade right, you need to look to the left. And I think that's great. That's one thing I took away from some of her videos. You know, and I've taken a lot of things away from a lot of different people that I owe my success to. You know, Ross Cameron and Ricky Gutierrez. Those are all great YouTubers. You know, I owe a lot of my success to them, and just consistently showing up every day and watching the markets. So Jnug is super oversold. A lot of great potential for Jnug still, which is betting for the gold market. If it gets back up to those $60 highs, we can see a 26% profit or a $12 per share. Imagine getting 100 shares of this for around 4,800 bucks. So you're going to be buying a small car, basically about $4,800, a small used car, right? For the you know, plan of selling around $60, which would give you around $6,000, and you would profit about, if you want to be specific, exactly $1,100 or so. Okay, so 1,150 bucks. Now, could take a day, could take a week, could take 2 weeks. We do have a trade plan set up for this. It is showing signs of consolidation after a nice long term of rejection period here. And now that it's been rejecting for so long, we are seeing somewhat consolidation at that 43.16 was its previous support. You guys see that right there? Now, if we can get a nice bounce, which it looks like it's already starting, clear up some of these lines here, we can see some more progress upward. Okay, so we're going to keep paying attention to Jnug. And I'll actually call that out for our Discord. I will call that out for our Discord. Did I not add this into our announcement section? I could have swore I did. Wow, I didn't. Wow, where did I put it? Did I put it in the morning live day trading one? I think I did. Yeah, I did. I'm going to put it in announcements too. Boom. And it's like, what is it? Thursday. It's the middle of the week. There's, you know, people's at work. It's lunchtime. We have quite a few. We have double digits in the Discord right now. All active, all online. With that said, Lucy, LUCY, still not doing much. Our trade plan did not really go according to plan. We didn't invest in this one just because it wasn't showing really any signs of progress. Now, it is staying above that 200-day moving average, and as you can see, it has slightly higher highs and slightly higher lows. So, still potential for LUCY to go up to, even 50% or $4 per share. Buying $700 worth, ain't much, and selling at 1,100 could result in a nice $300 to $400 in profit. So we'll keep our eyes out on LUCY. DJT, very beautiful trade on DJT. It almost went right according to plan. Kind of a little choppiness here at the beginning. Pushed up, had a nice little sell-off to 30, pushed all the way up to $55. And we did talk about this a couple days ago on our update with this. And there was so many people that made profits in our group on this company. I'm so excited for them. I'm so grateful that they're able to make profits and see success trading their own companies they see value in, because that's what we're doing here. We're identifying value. And due to the elections and everything, it pushed up from 32 to 55, which resulted in an amazing 75% profit. We're talking $23 per share. Buying at, even buying 100 shares for, what is that, about 3,000 bucks, and selling for over $5,500. That's a substantial amount of money. $2,500 to be made on 100 shares in a matter of a single day or overnight position. Getting lows after hours, and then getting that peak high at pre-market at about 2 in the morning. Substantial move. Now it's selling off, okay, but check this out, guys. If I remove a couple of these lines, you can easily identify that this made a rejection period, 3 stages of reversal, okay, rejection period, somewhat of a consolidation right here at that support level, and then as soon as it starts showing signs of progress or that confirmation stage, this is where we would begin loading up. We would then want to be buying, maybe 10-20 shares here, or 10-20% of our position size at 30, and then maybe it crosses to 32, buy another 10 or 20%, and then you're buying another 10 or 20%, and as it's going up, you're buying more and more to your position because you're still gaining confirmation as it rises. Now you're locked in, maybe 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 shares, maybe 100 shares. Catch this little dip, maybe you double down, you buy a little bit more down at this level, so now you have a nice little average price, maybe in this general area of 34, have 100 shares, boom, goes up, you sell at that area. First sign of a pullback. Even if you sold in the 47s or 48s from 31s, that's still $18 per share, $1,800 on 100 bucks. So definitely still really good money to be had. And so much more to be made to come. So DJT is definitely on the oversold watch list. This can definitely still push up even more from $28 to maybe even $35 to that 200-day moving average. I'm thinking that may be the case for a moment. May get a nice little retracement back down, or even a retest. Maybe it spikes up a little bit, then has a retest of that break, and then kind of breaks out. Now, this is just my personal opinion. Doesn't mean that this trade has to play out according to plan. Honestly, this is just something that I'm thinking in my head. The 200-day moving average is slowly kind of descending down, but if we can hold support at this level, then we can easily see this 200-day moving average kind of flatline, maybe 34, maybe 33.50, kind of in this area. So that's going to be a very interesting key point if it doesn't start to kind of flatline, right? But it should. I'm thinking it might not be as aggressive. It might be more something like this. Yeah, something kind of along the lines of like that right there. So it'll kind of start balancing itself out, curling over, and then we should start seeing it either push up or squeeze later on in the week and then push to new highs. TQQQ, amazing. Amazing, guys. 17% profit in 2 days. And yeah, you did hear me right. 17% profit in 2 freaking days. Can I get a hey yeah? That is insane. That from 69, so you'd have to put a little bit more money into it, you know, to be honest, because it's substantially higher share price. But I mean, nonetheless, if you had 7 grand to put in 100 shares, you could have made $1,200 very easily. And also, you could just buy one share. If you know, super new to investing, you buy one share at 70, you sell it at 82, you make 12 bucks. You know, whatever your income level is. So, TQQ definitely pushed up. Now I can probably see this maybe bouncing and testing this support level at $77 before maybe bouncing to those new highs again, and maybe coming down to retest and then bouncing up to 85. So I'm kind of curious to see what happens with this one. But definitely a missed opportunity out on TQQQ. Should have bought some shares down at that level. Now KOO, TQQQ is we're gonna move this to the active up, but for the simple fact that we don't have a over bot watch list yet. DHE is oversold. Lucy, Jnug. Okay, we're doing good there. Coca-Cola still selling off. I don't know if they were Democrat. No, I'm just kidding. I don't even know if I could say that. I don't know what's happening with Coca-Cola, but they've been selling off for quite some time. Okay, look at this. But look where we are at now. We are at a critical area, a critical support. Do you guys see that right there? Do you guys see what I'm talking about? These are support levels. And that's one of the 4 focuses that I want you guys to focus on. One is direction must be in our favor when it comes to trades like this. 2, we need to understand previous patterns. Is this a horizontal pattern? Yeah, could be if it bounces and goes back up. A nice horizontal pattern would be this, right? It's been trading up, down, up, down. You can identify where those lows are. You can identify where those highs are, right? The green lines are the lows. The red lines are the highs. You're buying in the greens. You're selling in the reds. Okay, these are all great indications of horizontal trading patterns. And this is what we want to see. So with that said, we need to identify patterns. And then the third thing is identifying key levels. These are our key levels of support, key levels of resistance. And with that said, you move into the 4th criteria, and that's opportunity cost. I would not risk $1 to make a penny, but I would do the exact opposite. I would risk a penny to make $1, right? And usually most times we have a penny laying around that we can use to invest to potentially make that $1. And I hope that analogy works. I've used different numbers before. But the point is we're making money and we're making our risk very minimal. For example, Coca-Cola. It's up to $73 at one point. It's down to $63. So, you know, really simple math. You can make $10 per share if it goes up to those $73 levels. From 63 to 73, you know, it's 14% or so, about $10 per share, very easily. Now, what's important to understand is this has been selling off for quite some time to a level where it was previously trading somewhat at a horizontal level. Do you guys see that? 62 to 60 to 63 to 61 to 64 almost, back down to 62, and then it had a nice rally. It's been selling off, but we can somewhat see that same thing start to happen. As you can see here, my trade plan is somewhat starting to play out, so we're going to actually fix this up a little bit. And actually, it looks like it might end up playing something more along the lines of this. Maybe do a couple more retests, maybe retest a little breakout here, get a nice little retest again once more, and then maybe that's when it pushes up and has a nice slow descending pattern. I mean, this thing can be super choppy for weeks to come, just the same way it was choppy as it started to rise up. You know, it could kind of, oops, that was a really hard line to start with. You know, it can just kind of do something like that. Doesn't mean it has to go up all the way right in a single day. Fix that line right there. You know, and then basically that's just drawing a trend line, right? So we're able to kind of draw a trend line, and we'll see if this plays out according to our plan. If it doesn't, well, then we'll continue to load up maybe in this consolidation area. We'll have a very low limited risk because if we're buying at 63.93, maybe we're only risking $1 per share, down to 63.18. 63.93. It's like 80 cents, 70 cents, something like that. That's how much we're risking to potentially make more money, right? You don't want to go too heavy down in these areas, but maybe start with a light position just to get your average price at a potential good level, right? Not only is there consolidation at 64, there's consolidation at 63. So 63 to 64, that's why I have those two lines. 63 to 64. So again, it could just trade within this area for a little while before a nice little reversal pattern up on Coca-Cola. Okay. All right, next, LUNR. LUNR pushed up amazing. Look at that, guys. I missed out on this one. I sold way too early. It went to 985. It's at 969 at the moment. This pushed up in a single day. And now this is something that we love to see too. Riding along with this trend line. This trend line I drew out a couple days ago. I believe I drew this on Tuesday, or maybe it was yesterday. Either way, it was before any of this action happened. Okay, I wanted to sell at 869. It went up to 983. So buying at 755, even buying yesterday or pre-market at 8 to almost $10 was, $1.72 per share, 20% profit. Okay, buying at those lows when we talked about on Sunday, 750 area, start loading up to that 980 level, 30% profit or $2.28 per share. So amazing move. It did find some resistance finally at 983. Maybe we'll get a retest here, possible nice slight retest before a nice breakout. But, honestly, we could see this just kind of start selling off. We might get a slight bull trap here where it's like retest this, thinking it's going to go up, and then it just kind of falls and just crashes. Just kind of does something like that. Which would be fine because it would bounce off of this level and then bounce right back up, potentially retesting this level. I mean, do you guys see this? It's insane. And like, I trip myself out sometimes when these actually work. Like when it goes according to plan and you're like, what the heck? Why? How did I know? It's just because you've been doing it for a little while. And I haven't been doing it long enough. Like, I still have so much more to learn. But even off of this horizontal pattern here, buying at 750, selling at 860, that's a dollar move. 775 to 875, that's a dollar move. There's plenty of dollars to be made per share. Just depends on which ones you're looking at. So I do see that as a trade plan moving forward. XPEV, again, another great company that pushed up. I can't believe it. Another opportunity missed. But don't get discouraged if that's the way you feel. Because you know what? I woke up feeling the same way. And I told myself, you know what? That was an opportunity missed, but there are going to be thousands more opportunities out there now that you are understanding how to identify these potential setups. And once you can identify these setups, it's like fishing, right? I could give you a fish and you eat for one whole day. But I could teach you how to fish and you can get your own fish for a lifetime. And that's the whole process here. It's an old proverb or whatever, but it still applies. You don't want me, you don't want to be showing up every day looking at me and watching me trade and make profits and, you know, do everything I'm doing, right? You want to do it on your own. So now you got to take these and all this stuff you learn, and you got to put it to effect for your own trading style. Looks like it's finding some resistance at 1469. Possible retest at this support level. And if you guys want to learn more about support levels and resistance levels, I got videos for that in our Learn to Earn lesson library. There's about 10 to 12 videos. We're constantly updating them, adding new videos, and trying to make the other ones better, but making it simple, very short, and to the point to where you can learn how to do this on your own. So check out that Learn to Earn lesson library. 100% free and definitely very useful. So if this plays out well, guys, I would like to see it kind of play off of this here and then do a breakout. Okay, but I really don't think that's going to happen. Okay, this is at some all-time highs here, my guys, and girls, if watching, some all-time highs. So what we're gonna want to do is we're gonna want to wait for a pullback. Okay. Sorry, there's so many clicking noises. We're gonna want to wait for a pullback. So this is what I'm thinking. Okay, it's gonna pull back probably all the way back to this 200-day moving average because it's done it in the past. Pushed from $10 up to 11, came back down to 10, pushed all the way up to 12.60, came back down to 11. And as you can see, it's staying above this 200-day moving average. So what I want to see potentially is, you know, yeah, maybe it does a little retest, maybe it fakes some bulls out a little bit, and we start kind of coming back down. And I'd love to see it come down maybe to that $13 level. Now, if it can come down to that $13 level, maybe we start seeing some consolidation. And then this is where it would get exciting. Then we start seeing it kind of bounce up. Maybe do a slight retest, a breakout, and then a push up above. Now, I know this is very specific. It doesn't have to be. Basically, all you need to know is, hey, it'll probably bounce around 13. Why do I think that? Because this trend line is now pushing upward. Do you see that? Oh, what do you guys think? Kind of matches right up with exactly what I was looking at before we even drew the trend line with the 200-day moving average. So if the 200-day moving average is kind of going like this, kind of like a snake, right? It's going up, pull back a little, up, pull back a little, up, maybe a little pullback. I'm thinking that pullback might be right around that 318 level. And if we got to move this over slightly and get a little bit more consolidation into it, then maybe that's something that we do, right? It's a little bit more spread out. But that kind of basically looks like where our trend line is going to end up playing out over the next couple of days or week. So I'm super excited to see what happens with XPEV when it sells off and potentially buying at 13 to get in again and get those highs of $14, $15. OCGN, we were just talking about this again. These are all companies we talked about this week, but not really any progress. Now, it actually went along right with our plan, selling off, pushing up, selling off back to this 93-cent level, then pushing up, and it almost went according to where I thought, which was at that 200-day moving average. It popped up just a little bit more than my trade plan to $1.10. And now I can see this retesting, maybe pushing back down, but because it broke $1, maybe this will retest 98 cents or even $1 on its own, and we can see this potentially bounce and break to a higher level. That would be fantastic, right? Break above to some new levels, get rid of this trend line that's actually taking a little longer than we wanted to. But as you can see here, there's definitely some progress to be made. And it already looks like it's showing signs of that now. So if we go back to the 1 hour, it's going to retest this dollar, right? And this is where it gets exciting. Because if it could retest this dollar and then actually break, maybe it doesn't push all the way back down. Maybe it just retests some of these moving averages and just pushes up very nicely, you know, right here at this level with the retest break. I'm interested on this one. But this one is a very risky, very cheap penny stock, so I'd be very cautious with this one. I don't recommend trading any of these companies or copying my trades. That's not why I'm here. I'm not here to get followers to manipulate stocks to make them rise up like Roaring Kitty. Oh my gosh. I'm just here to talk about stocks, okay? Intel pushing up. It did push up. I mean, look at this, from 22 to 26. Intel's been on our radar for quite some time. Do you see my trade plan here too? This was the trade plan to sell at 24.66. Blew right past that trade plan. And what's great about this is it followed this trend line even more to this $26 mark, resulting in a nice 18% profit, or $4 per share, for anyone who partook in this particular trade. Now, what's great about this is look at this. This is beautiful. Right here, look at all this consolidation on that 200-day moving average, pushed up, right? Broke from that 22.92 resistant, and then started trailing along the 9-day EMA and the 20-day EMA, or exponential moving average. As soon as it identified that, hey, it's still good, it's above these averages, nothing's wrong, boom, shot up to a previous resistance of 24.80, had some retest, couldn't get above this level at all. It just kept bouncing off and retesting and bouncing off until it finally broke above 25. Slight retest on this green candle, and then all the way up from there. Very nice move, following those trend lines up, and still very bullish. So this is what I would determine as a definite actively trending up pattern, no longer oversold, and so we're going to be getting out of that. Now, Oxygen has that resistance, but still has the ability to go up even higher. So it has resistance at $1. It has so much potential to go back up to $2. It's finally crossed over that 200-day moving average, and honestly, guys, this is where I actually will be starting to get in. So we can do that right now live on this. We're going to go ahead and buy just something simple like 10 shares. Nothing crazy. Is that including extended hours? Oh, we're at market hours, so yeah, that didn't even really matter. So yeah, now we have 10 shares, okay? Or at least I have an order for it. This is my order. Modify, let's go 110 maybe. There we go. Okay, we got filled, 10 shares at, what was that, 108. At 108, okay. Now I don't mind this. Well, 10 shares and it's like $10, guys. It's nothing, but it's an initial start. You get 100 shares at $100, and you sell at $2, which is $200. You literally double your money. You make $100 using $100. So you don't necessarily need a lot of money to make money. You could even double this $10. If you legit only have $10 that you started with, or $20 that you started with, some of these companies are a great way to get started because of those benefits of the, I'm risking 10 cents to make $1. I'm risking 5 cents to make $1. So would you put a nickel into the market to hopefully pull $1 out? Scale that up. Would you put $50 into the market to pull out potentially over $1,000? And the answer is yes, I would. I know I definitely would. So although Oxygen is on that resistance, I do believe it's oversold. XPEV is overbought. It is actively trending up, but I am going to create a overbought playlist. But it's no longer oversold, so we're going to wait for a pullback. And then LU and R, again, oversold or overbought. So we are going to take it off the oversold playlist, put it at active trending up. And yeah, so we still have a few companies that are oversold for sure. And I will adjust my other ones accordingly to be able to keep those same 10 10 companies, but in a way to where it's like, okay, there's 6 here and there's 6 here. Okay, that's 12. Okay, we got 12 companies now. But I think 12 is better than 50 or 40. You know, it's better than trying to figure out what the next big game plan is, what the next big trade is. And I want you guys to understand that it's important that we don't focus on too many things at once. I mean, honestly, I could trade Mara and be very happy trading Mara consistently every single day and not ever have to look at another company again. The point is to identify other opportunities when maybe you're waiting for an opportunity to come. Okay, for example, Mara is up at this level and it's going to take 2 weeks to get back to a level I want to buy. Why would I wait 2 weeks to make money when I can actually go find an opportunity that's already getting set up and put in place for me to take advantage of? So again, you know, that's why we have these watch lists. We have actively trending up watch lists. We have oversold watch lists. If Jnug begins to recover, I would love to invest in some Jnug at $48, getting highs of 60. You know, Lucy, lows of $8 to highs of 11. DJT, lows of 29 to highs of 56 again. Like, just, these are amazing opportunities. And that's what we're doing here today. We're identifying those opportunities and we're putting our money where our mouth is. We're going to be investing on these low areas. And then when time comes, when these actively trending up companies or these overbought companies start selling off, we can put them on an active sell-off list. You know, we can, however we want to structure it, as long as we're aware what these are doing. So if this comes down to this level, we want an alert below 882. If XPEV comes below, you know, 13 something, we want an alert below 1350. All these companies that are trending up, we want to see some alerts set so where we can take advantage of these when our alerts get hit. Now, we don't want to invest in something that's actively trending down, but we do want to be aware of where it ends up and where it is trending down. So by setting alerts, you can be like, okay, it hit my alert. I can take an educated guess on this decision. Am I going to buy some now, or do I think it's going to sell off a little more? Nonetheless, it hit the alert showcasing that your potential trade idea is actually valid. Okay, so I did throw Tesla up here because it is actively trending up. If it got in like those 270, 280 levels, I would consider buying some at 280, you know, but with this being so overbought, it has to retest this 270 level as a support. So it'd have to literally come down, hit my alert, and then start showing signs of consolidation, and then start showing signs of confirmation and passing that 280 to get to new highs for me, in my opinion, for Tesla. Same thing with oversold. We want to start seeing confirmation that these are moving up. So if this can get above that 850 level, we want to create an alert above 853. Jnug, we want to create alerts above maybe $50. That would be a key area of interest for us. And Lucy, I want to start seeing something above about 828. DJT, I would love to see anything above $30. Potentially would be a great opportunity to invest. Although averaging down may be a thing if it holds those levels, but that's very risky. Coca-Cola, we're going to have to start seeing some highs of above $65. So this one's going to be a way higher level before we even consider interest, which it's only a dollar move, but it seems to be struggling to even get that. And then Oxygen, in order for us to get a little bit more in on Oxygen, I'd love to see this hit that 115 level, as that is another key resistance. I don't know if you guys see that right there, but I can identify that already being a key resistance because of this candle and some of that consolidation that we see previously right here. Do you see that? So definitely some consolidation at 115, and because I've been trading this for quite some time, I kind of know more or less its markers, and that's a benefit. That's one of the great benefits of paying attention to the same companies every day, week, month, year, is knowing like, hey, this did this in this week or this month. You know, hey, it bounces off of this level, or every time it gets down to here, it usually has a nice quick little bounce, or it gets up to this high and it actually gets rejected. And that's all we're identifying right now. But guys, this, for the first time, this is actually above the SMA level. And again, when it's below that 200-day moving average, it has strong rejection and it's very bearish, sells off. There's no actual trade being taken anywhere above this green line. Okay, do you guys see that? It's all empty space. Now, for the first time, it's above this green line, showing that it could be signs of being bullish, resulting in a very nice upward momentum play, you know, already playing out. Maybe gets up to that 115 level, comes back, retest, gets up to 126, maybe gets up to that 145, eventually gets up to maybe 75, and then that maybe $1.96 level, creating a nice upward momentum trend line from those lows of 89 cents to highs of maybe 196. So I'm very excited to see what happens, as this could be very bullish to come. And that's really it, guys. That's kind of my trade plans. That's the companies that we're watching. We're going to only be watching these stocks. I'll keep you up to date with, you know, obviously the market, how gold's doing. Right now, JDST is hitting a key level. It's a key resistance level on that 200-day moving average. So actually, Jnug may start seeing a nice reversal. It looks like it already is starting to happen. And this might be something we consider investing in. So very interesting. I love seeing these pullbacks and these natural movements of the market, because this is very natural. People get scared, oh, the market's selling off, or oh, the market's doing great, but this is all very natural. Everything that's happening is, it's not supernatural, guys. It's very natural. Now, Bitcoin hitting 76,700 is a new high. It's never been this high before, ever in history. So it is a brand new high. Previous highs back in September 2021, which was what, 69,000. Huge rejection period. We're talking for like a year, almost 2 years. Back down to 16, where everyone should have honestly loaded up on this SMA line, and now pushing all the way back up to some insane highs of 76,000. Now it's not even trailing along with that 200-day moving average. It's actually trailing along with the 45-day moving average, which is insane. So we can get a little bit of a rug pull here, potentially, if this can't hold that 75,500 level. Yes, that's a huge number. Again, we're watching these levels for the simple fact that we trade MARA, or MARA, which again is affected by Bitcoin. About to touch $20 again, and love to see it. Love to see it. So appreciate you guys' time. If you guys don't have any questions, comments, then we'll go ahead and end the live stream. And yeah, let's go ahead and check and see on the chat. All right. No one's on the chat at the moment asking questions, so I think we're good. I appreciate you guys' time. And like always, remember to smash that like button. And if you found value in what I'm doing here, consider subscribing to the channel and checking out our Discord, which is the second link in the description and the first pinned comment in the comment section. All right. Thanks, guys, and have a great day.